last year, the 16-17 season, according to these numbers, we did about $2.71 of farm working expenses there. That doesn't include wages, but there was very minimal wages because Anthony's doing it all full-time himself. And then on top of that, we probably have more than $1 of solid of debt servicing at the moment, just with where our business is. You know, we haven't owned the farm all that long. So the difference between what we're getting in, like there's also close to $1 or more than average of stock sales as well that helps us to get to cover all our costs.
Yeah. So it's definitely profitable. Like I think the average for the Waikato in the last couple of years is $4.50 or so. So we're making an extra $1.80 more than everybody else by milking the same cows and everything, doing the same job. But with a herd home and all, we have greater control over our feed input and looking after the cows and the grass. So it's definitely more profitable.
Yeah, I recall that even when we were at our previous job and we got the herd homes, we had been feeding previously just straight onto the grass out in the paddock, and we got the herd homes and my husband loaded the wagon up for the first time after getting the herd homes, and he was like, right, I usually put in X number of buckets and this is how much I feed them, and you put it around, didn't you? And then the cows came in and they ate, and they couldn't eat everything we'd put out for them, and that really made us aware at that time just how much we'd been wasting in the paddock.
Which all adds up to the bottom line.
You've already paid for that food. You've already spent the time and energy growing it if it was grown on farm. You've saved it and stored it and tried your best to look after it to ensure that it was good quality. To then go and put it out in the paddock and have the cows trample on it, it turned to slush and mud and mess, and compared to in the herd home where we're feeding out on the concrete outer strips and the cows are able to eat pretty much every skerrick that's there, it does mean that you do see the rubbish that ends up in the...
Yeah, from the like we picked up in the paddock and all, bits of pipe, bits of you don't know what.
Especially in the brought-in feed, and you're like, oh, somebody's water line has ended up mixed in with my grass silage. But, it's very positive for us to be able to use all that feed. So our first investment when we got onto this farm was the herd home and the concrete involved with that.
And with a herd home, the payout's high, so you can feed a little bit more feed, production goes up, which hopefully increases profit. So, and you're always trying different things. Yes. Otherwise, it's boring.
And certainly for us, it pays. Like if we can do our milk as owner operators for $2.70 or thereabouts, there should be a good margin on a good season, and with some additional stock sales, we can break even on a poorer season.
With a herd home, we're cutting the labour costs and all. Our feed costs are probably definitely up if we're feeding in if we fed out in the paddock, we'd feed the same amount, but it'd be wastage. So there's definitely profit margins in there that we don't you can't actually. You don't get a printout from the bank to say you've saved this, so it's definitely more profitable to do it.
For us, it also means that, we're making use of this effluent that's in underneath the herd home in a way that is more profitable for us than, say, the cowshed effluent. But we see it more as an asset than we see the cowshed effluent, because we can really target where we put it, and that's got to be reducing what we would potentially be spending on fertiliser. Yeah, when you think about it, really, the investment that we've put into having our herd home and what it's given us, we could have gone out and brought a bit of land off the neighbour or added a runoff block to our business, and it would have cost us X amount. But you wouldn't have actually known what we were going to get out of that. You can look at a bit of land and think, I could grow X amount of grass there or what have you. But once you actually end up owning it, you realise that it needs to be re-watered and re-fenced, and there's all these additional costs. But if we take that money and we instead invest it in our business and build a herd home, we really know what we're getting out of that investment in money. There's no maybes, what ifs or additional costs, because the herd home, from the day that you get it available and the builders drive out the gate, and I think we've had times where the builders have been still packing up their gear, and we've had cows coming in at the other farm, and certainly here we were shooing them out to bring cows in. Straight from that day, you start to see the benefits. Straight away, you've got less wastage of your feed. Straight away, your cows are in the shade in the summertime or in here keeping warm on a cold, crappy day, and straight away you're seeing it in the vat, and that's where we need to see things to make a difference to our business.
Yeah, and if you went and brought the neighbour another 30 hectares or something, you're still going to have the problem of mud, effluent wherever, nitrate leaching and all. So herd home just pays for itself straight away for us.
If if we went out now and added X amount of land to our business, we probably would need another part labour unit, and there's a cost in that, and this herd home doesn't add that to our business.